He had a round face with full cheeks, a broad nose, and expressive eyes. His lips were slightly downturned, giving him an air of thoughtful, calm intensity. Short, dark, and wavy, his hair had a mature, aged look that defied his years. There will never be another Babe Ruth. He saved baseball when it was on the brink of collapse. How did one man change America's national pastime forever? A scandal so shocking it rocked the nation, the curse of the Bambino. But there's another scandal that people often forget about, the Black Sox scandal. Do you know what happened there? Let me know in the comments below. George Herman Ruth Jr., aka the Sultan of Swat, the Colossus of Clout, was born on February 6, 1895 in Baltimore. George had a troubled childhood. His parents gave up on him early, and he was sent to live with his mother's brother, Matthias. It was here that young George learned discipline and an appreciation for hard work. He also developed a passion for baseball from his brother. Years later, he would say, "I owe everything to my brother. He made me the man I am. If it hadn't been for him, I might have ended up in jail or the poorhouse. He was the only man who ever really had faith in me." So when George signed with the Boston Red Sox at the age of 19, Matthias wasn't surprised. In his early years with the Red Sox, Ruth established himself as a dominant left-handed pitcher. In 1915 and 1916, he led the staff in games won and earned run average. And in 1917, he pitched a total of 13 complete games in the World Series. One of those was a 14-inning game against the New York Giants in the 6th game of the series. Ruth allowed only 4 hits in that game and struck out 12 batters, setting a World Series record that still stands today. But Babe Ruth was more than just a pitching sensation. He was a showman, a larger-than-life character who captured the imagination of fans. He played the game with a childlike joy and enthusiasm that was infectious. But the turning point in his career came in 1918 when he began to hit full-time. He had always been a good hitter, but in 1918 he exploded for 29 home runs, a then unheard-of number. This changed the way baseball was played forever. Before Ruth, teams played small ball, trying to manufacture runs by getting runners on base and advancing them by any means necessary. But Ruth showed that there was another way to win ball games, by hitting the ball over the fence. This led to an era of home run hitters, and baseball would never be the same. It was also during this time that the Red Sox sold Ruth to the Yankees, an event that would lead to the birth of the curse of the Bambino. In 1920, Ruth hit 54 home runs, more than all but 3 teams combined. He helped the Yankees win their first American League pennant in 1921 and their first World Series in 1923. But it was in 1927 that he truly became a legend. That year, the Yankees were known as Murderers Row. With the likes of Lou Gehrig, Earl Combs, and Mark Koenig, they were an explosive offensive team that set a then record of 104 home runs. Ruth hit 60 of them, a record that stood until 1961. During the 1927 season, there were radio broadcasts of his at-bats that interrupted regular scheduled programs. Imagine if you could listen to Messi play a game of football, or Ronaldo score goals. That's how big Babe Ruth was. He was America's first sports superstar. In 1932, Ruth was nearing the end of his career, but he had one more magical moment in store for fans. During the World Series against the Cubs, Ruth supposedly called his shot, hitting a home run in the bottom of the 5th inning of Game 3. The story goes that Ruth had been arguing with Cubs first baseman Chuck Klein about Klein's assertion that no one could hit a home run off him. As Ruth stepped up to the plate, he supposedly pointed to center field and said, "See, I'm going to hit one there next time." And sure enough, on the very next pitch, he sent a towering shot sailing over the center field fence. Did he really call his shot? We may never know for sure, but the mystery only adds to the legend of Babe Ruth, the man and the myth. In 1934, Ruth was released by the Yankees. He played for the Braves for a short while before retiring in 1935. But he had one more bit of magic in him. In his final game in Pittsburgh, he hit 3 home runs, including number 714. After his playing days were over, Ruth did a lot of public appearances and he also became a coach and manager. But his health began to decline in the late 1940s. He died on August 16, 1948, at the age of 53. An estimated 100,000 mourners attended his funeral at Yankee Stadium. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1936, the first player to be so honored. There will never be another Babe Ruth. He changed baseball from a game of strategy to a game of power. He changed the way the game was played, and he changed the way fans watched the game. He was bigger than life, and he became a template for modern superstars. So what do you think? Do you believe we'll ever see another athlete who changes the game so completely? Let us know in the comments.